You may know my chocolate chip cookies well, but this is my new favorite, my salted caramel chocolate chip cookies. So you take a good chocolate chip cookie and you just give it more. More crunch on the outside, more chewiness in the center, more flavor, more that makes you want more cookies. And it all starts with brown butter. So instead of just creaming butter and brown sugar together, I'm adding 3/4 of a cup of unsalted butter to my pot, and I'm going to melt it on high heat and actually let it brown. This takes about 3 to 4 minutes. You want the butter to melt, it'll bubble up, let the bubbling subside, and watch the little bits at the bottom turn brown. I can see some browned bits, but most of all, I smell the toastiness of this butter. Oh, it's so good. Now I'll put my sugar into my bowls before I pour in the hot butter. 1 cup of light brown sugar, again, building on that caramel flavor. And I have 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Now I'll whisk in the browned butter right on top of the sugar. Even get in those little brown bits. Now, the next ingredient is a real game changer for this cookie recipe. 2 tablespoons of caramel sauce. Liquefied caramel guarantees the chewiest center to your chocolate chip cookies. And I'll add a teaspoon of vanilla. And now the sugar has absorbed the heat from the butter, so I can crack in my single egg. I'm very particular. When it comes to baking a cake, I always sift my flour. But if I'm whipping up a batch of cookies, you can just stir it all together in the bowl. I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And here's another new addition to my recipe, 1/4 cup of rolled oats, regular rolled oats. It really helps give these cookies a good chew in the center. It's worth it, believe me. Why am I waving my spatula at you? Of course, my signature addition to chocolate chip cookies, a tablespoon of cornstarch, and I have 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. But I also want to add about 1/2 teaspoon of flaked sea salt to the batter. So I just crush it between my fingers and I give this all a stir. There we go. And of course, we need chocolate chips. You want 1.5 cups total, and I've got a mix. 1 cup of regular chocolate chips and 1/2 cup of salted caramel chips. Of course, if they're not available, just use all dark chocolate. All right. Now it's time to scoop the cookies. I've preheated my oven to 375. And these only take 8 to 10 minutes in the oven. You want to see a nice golden brown around the outside edge. It's amazing how after just 8 minutes, the whole house smells like chocolate chip cookies. Now, the last little tip to really set the chewy center to these cookies is give each tray a smack as you set it down. Not a big smack, just a little one. And immediately you see them drop. Now that's compressed the center, and you know it's going to be so chewy, but I've got the nice light brown edges with the 2 flavors of chocolate chip. You can see the sea salt on it. The only difficult step in this recipe is waiting for the cookies to cool long enough so you can pick one up and eat it. Oh, it smells so good. These are honestly my new favorite cookie. And I love that with the salted caramel, it elevates the cookie, perfect for a holiday tin. But if it's just a blustery winter night and you want to turn on the oven and make a batch, well, you've got the perfect occasion. Just make sure you have a glass of cold milk nearby. Just that crispy ring on the outside, chewy right in the center. Yeah, it's chocolate chip cookie 2.0.